Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episodes by episode. We get into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Dulcé Sloan, and I'm here with my co-host,
Chrissy, Choi.
Now, we are still on our road to 10,000 Sarangees campaign because Chrissy has goals, and you got to help us meet them. So, be sure to hit subscribe on the YouTube and tell your friends all about us, and especially your K-drama addict friends. And you can hit subscribe. It's some here on the bottom. I'm not a scientist. I don't know where it's at. I don't work at YouTube. But it's down at the bottom. I think it's over there. I think it's right. And so we're also excited to announce the launch of the Sarangees hotline. So give us a call at 213-632-6865 and drop your questions, and you might get featured on the show. So leave your Instagram or TikTok handle, because if you got featured on the show, we got to tag you because your question was amazing. Now you're going to follow us and leave a review on Apple and Spotify, and be sure to join our official fan club, Club Sarangees, on Substack. That is chasingkdramas.substack.com, where you can get bonus content and read our newsletter for $6 a month.
Only $6.
Only $6.
Price of gas in LA.
Literally less than a gallon of gas in Los Angeles.
Wild.
Yes. So, honey, how have you been?
I've been good. We think it's thundering right now.
I think it is thundering, which is very rare for Los Angeles.
You know, I love a good thunderstorm.
Let me tell you something.
I know, but you probably like a thunderstorm in only the South, but not here.
No.
Oh.
I was about to say, it's people that grew up in the South.
Yeah.
I have missed
Yeah.
thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Because the best sleep is during a thunderstorm.
Yeah, I love thunderstorms. I love summer rain, like randomly, you know? It kind of helps with the humidity. I mean, it's still humid because of the storm, but it it helps the heat a bit.
It calms things down back home, but also it's the smell that you get after it rains, the smell that you get before it rains, how it just feels like it's kind of like that clean feeling that you get after it rains, especially in the spring in Georgia, because if you have allergies,
We all have allergies.
do not go to, I don't have allergies, but in the spring in Georgia, everyone has allergies because the pollen falls like snow.
Yep.
So even if you don't have them, you will get them because the pollen makes a fog in the city. Somebody said online, everybody's car looks like lemon pepper wings.
Yeah, it's because it's so yellow.
It's so yellow.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's so... Because pollen under a microscope is literally a spiky ball. So
How do you know this?
Because...
Like what? I was not expecting. It's like a spiky ball when you look.
That's how it attaches to everything. That's why you can't get it off of you. Yeah. So if you're
gotta shower out.
If you're walking around outside and you have on a black shirt, your shirt is yellow. If you run your AC, there's pollen in your house, there's pollen in your car, all that shit. So when it rains in Georgia, you see this river of yellow.
Yeah.
Because it's all of the pollen.
It's disgusting.
You know the craziest thing about pollen? You know what it is actually?
What?
Tree sperm. That's what pollen is.
Well, there's pollen in LA.
There's a lot.
Definitely pollen in New York City, but in LA there's pollen because my car's black. When you drive a black car, I've always driven a white car my family's rule is always you should always get a white or a silver car because it gets less dirty or you can't really tell. If you get a black car, you see everything and anything.
My car is midnight blue. So
you probably could see everything on that too.
You see everything.
Yeah, because it's black.
I parked under a tree last week.
Yeah.
There's all kind of
stuff. The tree sap. I got tree sap on my car the other day.
That might be what all of this is. I need to go. I was going to go take it today.
You need to. So when that happens, you need to get it washed right away because it sticks and it could damage your paint.
So this isn't sap because it's not sticky. I think it might just be bird stuff.
Bird poop?
But it's not bird poop because I know what bird poop looks like. I don't know what these little things are. But I was like, oh my God. And so I hit it with a piece of paper and it just crumbled and fell off. It's almost like somebody threw bits of mud or something. I don't know what it is, but it's this little thing. It's raining today, so it'll get off of my car. So I got dates coming up. I'm going in May. I'm going to be on May 20th in Magooby's Joke House in Baltimore. And then on the 21st to the 23rd, I'm going to be at the Arlington Draft House in Arlington, Virginia. And
back in Arlington.
Back in Arlington. We love, 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 love. I hope the blurs show up. The 28th to the 30th, I'm going to be at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan. June 6th, I'm going to be at Milwaukee Pride. June 12th through the 14th, I'm going to be in New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut. I can't believe I'm giving June dates. I can say people are like, March went by fast. March didn't go by fast for me. March went by as long as a month takes, I think. February, I think, went by kind of quick.
February and March went quick.
March wasn't fast for me. March took
But we didn't we do Blur Card in March?
Oh, we did. So in March, it was.
Yeah, at the very top of March, we had BlurCon.
So March was in BlurCon, and then I was in Vegas for a week, and then I was home, and then I went to Ohio. But then, and then I'm going to be in the 19th and the 20th of June, I'm going to be at the Commonwealth Comedy Club in Dayton, Kentucky.
Okay.
And then beginning of July, then I can start going to my July dates. But yeah, I got a new tour poster that I'm coming out. I'm going to be selling on the road. Got some new No More Broke Dick merch.
Great.
We have like the black travel pouches now. We were doing the white. Okay. But we switched it over to the black. They've been selling better.
So in today's Drama Chase, we're talking about episode 3 of The Glory. Okay, so we're now moving at a place where the pieces are being set, okay? Right? Dong-eun officially recruits her unlikely ally, Hyun-nam, a woman who's surviving her own nightmare. And together they build the most wholesome yet terrifying surveillance operation you've ever seen.
This is the least terrifying. This ain't terrifying.
I think it's terrifying because they're stalking a lot of people.
She's a silly goose.
But it's like a wholesome, it's like fun.
Wholesome stalking.
Wholesome. Okay. We're talking driving lessons, dead drops, which cracked me up, their little system. Mm-hmm. And Hyun-nam tailing everyone. Like literally, she's tailing absolutely everyone. Meanwhile, Dong-eun is out here collecting so many secrets. A colorblind child with a birth secret. A chairman with a very expensive secret. And a rooftop confession about a girl named So-hee who ended up not jumping. Okay? She did not jump. She didn't jump. And just when you think this episode is all slow burning setup, she walks into a gym. That old gym. Remember that gym?
Ooh.
Confronts her bullies and starts clapping like a maniac. And the whole show changes. Okay? Bravo, Yeon-jin. Bravo.
We love a slow clap. We love a slow clap.
It's so good. Okay, so this episode excited me a lot because I just felt like, I don't know, now we're we're on the ride now. And like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like starting now we're going to get like little satisfying moments, and then those satisfying moments grow as the episodes go on. So it's
Well, it was crazy for me because like she's driving over there and you see the girl outside Googling, like looking up about like, juvenile sentencing.
And then the girl looks like she's been beaten up too. And she's scared. So at first I was like, oh, is this another young girl facing a bully?
Right.
Right.
And then you come to find out
it's actually her dad or her stepdad. We don't know is bullying her and her mama.
It's given stepdad.
It got strong stepdad vibes. Yeah. So you see, and this was pretty like, I mean, this is another trigger warning, but this entire drama is, but yeah, the domestic violence. I was like, it was hard to watch some of it. And it was just so scary because it's so like,
it seems very realistic.
It's very realistic and graphic. This guy's really drunk. He's just really upset. He's throwing stuff. And this woman is just, she's getting beaten up. And the daughter rushes in and she has a knife. Mm-hmm. And this was just so heartbreaking. She's like, hey, Mom, it's okay. I'm going to do it because it's okay. I'm a juvenile, so I'll get away with it basically. But if you do it,
you go to jail forever.
So sad.
And then all of a sudden she's just like, well, no, I can't let you do this and I'll do this. And he's like, neither one of y'all is going to do this. And the voiceover from her was like, what if someone had helped me?
Yeah, because she's watching. So Dong-eun is outside watching this, right? And at first you're kind of like, is she going to step in? But then the voiceover is like, I wonder what would have happened if someone had helped me, ... And then she actually walks away and then you see the title card. But that was interesting because I really did expect
her to step in.
Yeah.
Because when you realize that it's, was it Hyun-nam?
Yeah, Hyun-nam. Mm-hmm.
When you realize it's her, you're like, oh, now you know why this woman made this request to a complete and total stranger. Because what if, because the cops go looking through your trash too.
Yeah. What if she was an undercover cop?
What if she was an undercover cop?
I know.
You can't be just walking up to people being like, hey, want to kill my husband?
And then we jump with Yeo-jung again, the male lead,
Stepping out the car in the thinnest flip flops you've ever seen.
That flip flop. I just thought, when we always talk about what's it? God, the guy from
Min-hwan's ankles being out.
These men's feet.
I knew immediately.
I don't want to see it.
I knew immediately it was a man's foot, and I was just like, because at least he was not shuffling in them flip flops. There's so many times on these shows you just hear a man kind of like.
I know, because they wear those men flip flops, Ajushi flip flops,
and they're just kind of a shuffle. And he's wearing the flip flop, but it's a flashback to their conversation, and she, he's trying to like basically holler at her.
Yeah.
And she was like,
yeah.
You are the son of the director of the hospital.
Yeah.
You're born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Yeah.
And so if I'm her, I'm going, no.
Because she knows. Like, she's
holy water, garlic.
She's hyper aware of her standing in society, because guess what? Her entire life, no one helped her.
No one let you forget where you. It's like it's never. It's a phrase I would always hear growing up. That whole thing of like, don't forget where you come from, and
which is like, if you think about it,
it's a trap.
It's a sad thing.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Because what it is, and I would mainly only hear it like people refer to like people who were less successful talking to more successful Black people. And being like, don't forget where you come from. And it's just like, well, wait.
Yeah, it's always like I would always hear that in a TV show, and it was said in a not nice way.
It's never in a nice way.
Like, it's like a warning, like, hey, you know what? You're acting up.
Don't forget where you come from.
Don't forget your place.
And it's just like, yeah, we live in the same neighborhood. I'm fully aware where I come from. But also, when I was getting good grades, y'all had a problem with it. Just 6 months ago when I got my progress report, you was talking shit about me getting good grades while you were in the 9th grade for the 3rd time in the 2nd state. So the people who are always saying to people, don't forget where you come from, were the same people that were giving you a hard time or had something to say while you're getting to the success. And then when you get to the success, because like one of my friends, she's on a successful TV show now, and a girl she came up with doing theater called her and was like, well, yeah, just know I'm going to be riding your coattails. Bitch, what? So now you got this silver spoon and now you're in my face. Sir, do you think I'm going to let you do me how them other people did me? Because he has not given her any evidence that he would not do her how those other people did her. Because I want to know how she got friends to be with them. How did she get to be friends with them in the first place?
She's not even friends with him.
But that's what I'm saying.
She's a tool.
But that's what I'm saying. How did she get caught up with them in the first place?
She got caught up with him because he followed her.
No, I mean with the bullies. Like, how did she end up in this?
I think she was just there and they just needed someone.
They just grabbed her. So they just saw that she had nobody.
Well, they thought that she was like,
I think
sad.
I think it's a predator-prey situation. I think you go after people.
But they were real wrong because they mess with the wrong weak person because she ain't weak at all.
But this is where you get your villain origin story.
Yeah.
Because if they had not done these things to her, she could have graduated from school and gone on with her life. And now she's looking at some very smart rich boy who likes her.
And she's just like, I don't think so.
I But the only reason she knows the young man is because she was in the middle of her revenge plot and she fell out because we don't know why he got in that fight. What is he up to? Getting in fights and stuff.
So that fight, I think he was helping people. So his character, I think he's one of those like knight in shining armor. I'm going to help I feel bad for people. I'm going to help you. Well, that kind of character.
So then that means he has the potential to become a noble idiot though.
Yeah. But this story is, what's interesting? The story really isn't about him.
I know.
And I think from what I'm remembering, I think there are some storylines he has, but he's just, basically he's a tool, I feel, for her.
Everything's a tool for her.
Every interaction. And she just needs some help, and he's around all the time. So she's like using him almost.
I think he knows that because he's
using him.
Well, he tells her that he knows she's running towards
she's
running towards she's running towards something.
Yeah.
And he asks her to at least point him in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he kind of felt like he was. So it's like, if you're running towards something, at least let me know where you're going.
Yeah.
And she's like, I watch the weather report every day.
Which is a good hint.
And I would
because
be
at
like,
one point,
yeah, I love weather too.
they're all watching it. You remember there was a scene, I forget, but it's like she's watching Yeon-jin, he's watching Yeon-jin, Toyoung's watching Yeon-jin. So, you know.
Everybody's watching this young lady.
Okay, so then we jump back off, right? We jump back where Dong-eun is recruiting our Hyun-nam, okay? So she meets Hyun-nam and she lays out the arrangement. She's like, if you help me with surveillance work, I will help you.
End of sentence.
Kill someone, basically. And
I will help you.
I will help you.
End of sentence.
And then she tells her, she's like, hey, what we are going to do is illegal, but no blood will be on our hands.
So, is surveillance work illegal?
No.
Are there no private detectives in Korea?
I mean, she can't trust a private detective, though.
But what I'm saying, she's saying that what they're doing is illegal, but it's surveillance.
I think they're going to be doing certain things that are illegal, not
Okay.
the surveillance part. But I think she's talking about the overall plan. There's going to be certain things that are
I mean,
unsavory.
she's already stealing trash.
Yeah, it's unsavory stuff, but it's not going to be murder. So she's like, the killing we will leave to other people, you know? So
The homeboys.
So she tells Hyun-nam that she needs to drive. Hyun-nam is very excited to drive. This
I
cracked
knew
me up.
she didn't know how to drive.
Of course. She's like a ajumma or like a mom. What made me laugh was the driving school. I know this is super random. I was like, is this what Korean driving school is like? Because sign me up.
I love the cut to the driving school. I loved her being like, huh, huh, and then the instructor being like,
But they have their own like roads. You remember in America, like when I learned how to drive in the South, we didn't have I drove on the road.
you went in a parking lot, learned how to, you know how to stop and start.
We didn't have like a track. Did your school have it, or am I just dumb?
Had a driving class that you could take after school. So
We
my
did
mom taught
too.
me,
We had that.
but
we
there
didn't have
wasn't-
our own. You had your own like road system.
No, you had to get on Steve Reynolds. Like there was no.
Yeah, so like this is why I was like,
no, I thought this was like, you ever been to like one of those tiny town places where they have for kids? They do them like it's like a bit like an indoor play thing. Me and my mom, my brother went. We thought it was going to be like an indoor go-kart. It's basically for kids, but it's called Tiny Town, and so it's a little town inside of like what probably used to be a grocery store. I thought it was a situation like that where they just had a big parking lot and then they made it look like
it's a driving school. I've never seen anything like that.
it's genius. Cause
I love it.
Because I know when I went to my driving school, it was only supposed to be from like 2 to 3 or something.
So we were basically, how I learned was my dad would take me to my school parking lot.
They always take you to the school
because
parking
that's
lot.
like the safest. So he would start there. We started like baby steps.
Yeah.
And then I had to take driving class, and you basically do classroom work. You're like using it's like a class. You learn about it for a couple hours, and then the driving school teacher takes you out on the road.
I remember
we were on the road.
I cannot believe I forgot about this. Like,
Yeah, you're on the road.
I haven't thought about this till right now.
Because the cars have driving school. I'm learning how to drive. Be
Did
careful.
it have the 2 steering wheels?
It must have.
But everyone should learn to drive. But
Yeah.
back in the day, they wouldn't let
Black people drive?
women.
Okay, I know.
So
I was like, oh my God.
I'm sure.
I was like, oh God.
I'm sure there's always. I mean, they
I was
would.
like, this is the part of the history that we weren't taught.
Well, we weren't allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. That was illegal.
What?
Yeah, for a long time, Black people weren't allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. That's why butter pecan got so popular. We were only allowed to eat it on July 4th. It was illegal for Black people to eat vanilla ice cream for a long time. We were only allowed to have it by law on July 4th.
But guess what? Butter pecan, much more delicious than vanilla.
I hear you, but I kind of like a vanilla.
I know, it's kind of sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot
What
of
a time.
We weren't allowed to apparently, and I was wondering what the law is, and I just was like, is it just we weren't allowed to lick a white thing? Like I can't understand why it would have been illegal.
Okay, so-
Stupid. But I love seeing
So she gets to her the car, which she's so excited about.
and she
she
gives
was
her
like,
a big hug,
I know.
and she's just like,
I know. But so this is again, I like Hyun-nam because Hyun-nam is humanizing this gal. You know what I mean? But then Dong-eun's not completely an ice princess, right? Or cold,
Right.
because she offers to tutor her daughter.
but has to do it on the train.
Because it's in Korea illegal for school teachers to tutor children outside of school, which is crazy. Why? I don't know. I think
Is it only you only can tutor them at school?
bribery? I think there's like funny business happening.
Oh, because
So like if a teacher has access to tests, you never know. Because in Korea, there's a little bit of like, here, I'll give you money and, deals happening.
well, look at what happened to Lori Loughlin.
I know. Well,
That was all.
the daughter's fine now. They're all fine.
Of course, they're all fine. They're still rich and white.
So she's teaching her on the train, which was very clever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sets up that drop dead system, which cracks me
Oh,
up.
the dead drop system.
So, you have the car, you pull up, then you put the SD card in the glove box. And
So many manila envelopes.
homegirl doesn't know how to work a camera.
Here's the thing. Remember the first time you had a digital camera and you had to learn how to put an SD card?
I still have my Canon. You remember when we were in our
Canon, yeah.
Canon, when we were like in college in our late 20s, early 20s, it was like all the craze.
Everybody got a digital camera.
You go out, and I would like every night we go out. I would take 100 pictures, and then I would create my Facebook album. I loved, and I would caption everything.
My friend Lace Larrabee, we have our lip gloss business together.
From Atlanta.
Yes, amazing comedian from Atlanta. She posted the other day. She's like, 2006, you'd go to the club, take all these pictures, but then you couldn't get them off the camera.
No, you just had the adapter.
She was talking about the cord and all of that.
Yeah,
And
you got it. I still have everything.
And she's like,
recorded.
I just bought a digital camera when I was in Vegas because I needed a camera to kind of like record a set. And I can tell you, this is a brand new digital camera. The quality looks like it's exactly the same.
Well, it's trending now. So the young kids buy power shots like we had, Canon power shots, and they carry them around now. So it's like literally they are doing everything we used to do. So she gets her driver's license. Very exciting, right? And then Hyun-nam starts tailing. She is good, okay? I mean, she's not good at first, but she gets better.
I wonder if someone was taking pictures of me from across the street, would I notice?
She had a big ass car pull up. She's taking pictures of Chejun with Myeong-oh. She joined Sarah's church. That made me laugh. I was like, and seeing Sara like singing in choir made me laugh.
But you can also, but I'm just like, I was just waiting for her to burst into flames, this demon just singing these.
I know. And then she's following Yeon-jin around. So this is good. And Hyun-nam is, she's just like, brr. Like she's kind of, derpy and stuff, but she's figuring it out, which is nice. But then Hyun-nam makes one amazing discovery, okay? Mm-hmm. So Dong-eun finds her first weapon to use against Yeon-jin. So this is a
revenge receipt. Cha-ching!
Right. So Hyun-nam takes a photo of Yeon-jin taking Yesol, her daughter, to the eye clinic. Mm-hmm. And then the eye clinic sign says, for color blindness. So we know what's happening.
Specifically.
So, but then we see that Dong-eun, back in the day, remembers a young Chejun who's an absolute... Because up till this point, Chejun, he was never violent in the flashbacks.
You just see him playing basketball.
Yeah. This kid makes fun of him for being colorblind.
Which,
fine.
Sure.
Oh my God.
For what?
Then beats the living daylights out of this kid.
Beats the shit out of that child.
And then starts hitting Myeong-oh too. Myeong-oh's trying to stop him.
Myeong-oh comes in and goes, bro, you hit him enough. He's unconscious.
And he's like, no.
And he's like, I know he is. And that was the point. But he was just like, because he was like, oh, I can see what color this is. And then, because he's so sensitive about this color blindness, which... Of all the random, all y'all are wearing black and white uniforms.
Like, what are you so? It's such a stupid reason. So then we flash in the future to Yesol, right? Mm-hmm. Little girl is like wearing her little mom's green shoes,
and she doesn't know. And she asks, "Oh, are these actually red?"
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait.
Hold on. And then, but then Yeon-jin just like is like, don't worry about whether you can...
don't worry about the color.
Don't worry about the color. All that matters is that they're expensive and rare, and you can afford them. You can buy them. You deserve them. So she's teaching her daughter this like really fucked up way of like looking at life. She's basically saying, hey, it doesn't matter. Like the color doesn't matter. Like just as long as you have money... and you're able to get them, that's all that matters in life.
Yes.
And
it's like, it's because, but what you have to remember, what she also says is, I have to make sure I don't tell dad.
That part kind of broke my heart because the little girl's like, but this is a secret from dad, right? I'm like, oh no. So Yeon-jin is like, this poor kid. I just felt so bad.
But that is for the audience to know. Okay, just so you didn't catch it.
This is who's the daddy? Who's the daddy?
The man putting in the red contact.
Yeah. So Choi-jun is the dad because, as you know, in the beginning of the second episode, we see them in that really uncomfortable sex scene. So I guess that's when she conceived, because it's clear, I think timing-wise, she probably conceived the baby before she got married. So then we see Choi-jun at the golf course. This is interesting, okay? So he owns this huge golf course. It's like an elite one where you need to, it's like a country club where you need to like apply in order to get in. He sees this client. He like flirts with this old lady and she's like,
It's like, hola, hola. We saw each other in Spain.
And then we see To-young's mother, okay? To-young's mother is this snooty woman, and she just like does not understand why she needs to apply for this like stupid golf club in order to get in. And she's being kind of like a little bit like snooty bitch about it. And she's just like, the only thing good here are the dumplings from the cafe, which who cares if there's dumplings? I would love a good dumpling.
And he flips out and was like, get rid of the dumplings. And I was like, but the way she said it was very shady.
Oh, she's a
like,
bitch.
Because it's like these dumplings are just beneath her.
Yeah, she's like, how dare this like institution or like this like place serve dumplings? It's low class or whatever. So he gets upset and he's like, don't let her in. But this is interesting because, again, we're seeing a piece of To-young, like To-young, where he comes from. Right? Because To-young is honestly, if you look at the mom, he ain't any different from any of these rich kids, you know?
No.
This mom is kind of like, she fits the part, right? But then, this is interesting, okay? So To-young goes to like a, what is it? Like a
go club.
A go club, okay? So he's playing. He has a businessman. They're talking about whatever, their business.
Him and a man doing business and an acquaintance and a business and a business.
But then you hear these other actors being like, oh, you know, because Dong-eun is kicking someone's ass, okay?
For 20,000 won a game.
Yeah. Then To-young is very intrigued, okay? He goes over. So this is another revenge receipt because
Cha-ching.
she has planned this from the beginning. She was just like hovering around this place because she knows that he's there. So she's playing go really well. She has crazy strategy. And To-young's like very like intrigued by her because he's like, you know? So then
He gets home.
What does he do?
And he's got the table set up and he's imagining playing with her. And he goes,
I was like, what is happening?
and he was like, she could have won 10
Yeah.
steps earlier.
But why did she not do it? Why did she wait?
And why does she keep playing? It's like, why did she draw this out? If she could have won 10 steps earlier, why did she draw this
She
out?
wants to strike and give the ultimate, like, punch to the gut, you know?
So I wonder if that's foreshadowing. I
Yes.
wonder if it's, she could have won before, but is she going to start drawing things out?
Right. But then, think about it, does drawing things out up her plan too?
It could.
It could.
Because sometimes you just need to be done.
We also have 16 episodes, so.
We need to draw this plan because we're only on episode 3. So we still need, we need all the info we can get.
So this is interesting, though. Yeon-jin comes in and she's just like, why are you playing this like boring game? You know, she's like, you know. And then she's like asking him, oh, like, why did you marry me? Right? And then he's like, you wore the least amount of clothing and it was all Dior. And then it's just like, ugh.
But and she also, because she's neat. Like, it was like,
the neat part is interesting because that word, it's like a very 깔끔해. It's like it's basically saying like
well put together.
No, she knows her place. She knows how the world, like she knows how to act. Meaning like she's sneaky.
Right.
She knows how this world works. She knew that this guy married her, not because she's smart, but because she knows how, she plays the part. She knows how to put on the facade. And he wants someone like that because he's kind of like that too, right?
So everyone's it's like the idea of normal.
Yeah.
Like everyone's participating in this societal game.
Yes. And then she played the part, and that's what he's saying, you
Right.
know? Because I think what she's getting at is I think she knows that he's a lot more intellectual than her. I mean, he's homeboy sitting here imagining playing, you know, paduk with like a nerdy looking lady, you know what I mean? So I think there's like more to him, but because of society or whatever, the way he grew up, he feels like he needs to play the part. So he's going to find like the wife that's ideal. That basically it's like, I'm going to go for the Barbie doll. but then I'm going to fantasize about the smart woman that I could be with.
Yeah, and it's listen, and
That happens all the time.
Sir, I'm the smart woman.
Okay, so Hyun-nam, this cracked me up.
Listen, it's she's on the case.
She's working real hard. Okay, this is a good job for her because guess what? They're gonna kill her husband. So she's like, I gotta put all of it.
When you know that the outcome's gonna be in your favor, you work very hard. Extra hard because you know if this goes correct, then my daughter doesn't have to murder somebody.
Yes.
And neither do I.
So she's tailing Yeo-jung, and this time Yeo-jung comes from a trip. She's on her airport bus thing. She gets off. She's following her. Then she stops. Yeo-jung stops. So then like Hyun-nam's like, "Rawr!" And like she like run. I was dying.
Because she was just walking, and then she was like,
oh my God.
And she goes to run. I'm always like, she doesn't know you're following her.
I know.
Just keep walking.
Literally, you see her scurrying away. So funny. And then she's watching. And then a green Bentley pulls up. A green Bentley. And she was texting Chejin. She was just like, oh, just landed in Seoul. Do you want to do something? And then she goes, accidental text. I didn't mean to send it to you. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, you are so.
We've all tried the accidental text and it never works.
Stop it. But then she sees his car pull up, so she thinks it's him. So she's excited. This made me sad.
Yes.
She's excited to see him, and guess what? It's Myeong-oh's little
gross
ugly ass like. Actually, I think the actor is very good looking. I think Myeong-oh's cute, but he just plays a fucking dirtbag.
He's great at the acting because I hate his face.
Yes. So then Myeong-oh's just like, hey, did you think I was Chejin? And then she gets in the car, right? And this is interesting.
Because the picture of him on the phone is a bad bitch?
Well, that was disgusting. And then his like...
He's sitting there with his legs crossed and his shoulders out. I said, girl. Girl.
And then his passcode is
6969.
And then she
like... let you know he's getting no pussy.
You know, also is so funny the way she like sees the photo. She's like, you know.
Gross.
But what's interesting is because... even Yeo-jung, who technically in society, she's in the same level or the same situation as Myeong-oh, treats him with such disrespect and disdain. Yeah. And it's kind of like...
because he's investigating a wealthy man that she's seeing. So the wealthy man must be Yeon-jin's husband's friend.
Yes. So he's like, oh my God, you caught a good one this time. He has a lot of money. But he's basically everyone's... errand boy.
Whipping boy, yep.
Yeah, so he's, she's paying him to do investigation. So
because she said, you keep living in the dumps while I jump to first class. Because she was like, when you're on a plane, you can see first class, business, economy.
Basically, I felt really bad for Myeong-oh here. I know he's trash, but like everyone is treating him like dirt.
He really can't get another job?
No, apparently not. And then she's a bitch too. Like, what are you doing? What makes you think you're so much better than him?
Because she can treat him this way. You'd think somebody in the same position would understand, but no, it's more times than not.
You just bring other people down.
Because you get a little power, and so you've only been taught. Because they always talk about, like, when people who are in these positions mistreat the people underneath them once they get to a certain level. And it's also like, well, why would you think them treat them better? But it's like, but I was taught that this is how people in this higher position treat people.
So this week, we're going to do a deep dive time on Song-hye-gyo, our Dong-eun, okay? Mm-hmm. So Song-hye-gyo is like...
big time actress.
It's just stunning. I grew up watching her. I've seen her since she was little. I watched her since she's first debuted. So she was born in 1981, so she's...
44.
Yeah, she's older.
44, 45.
5, yeah. I mean, she is like one of the Hye-gyo stars, like top actresses, okay? She's been in all the dramas.
How you wave.
How you wave.
What?
So, that troika thing that I talked about, you remember the lady who played Mo-suri? Mm-hmm. She is considered a part of the troika of the 80s, right? There were the 3 like amazing women. She's a part of like the troika of the late 90s, early 2000s. Who include, right, Kim Tae-hee, which we haven't done a drama with her. And then Chun Ji-yeon, who is My Love from Another Star, the leader there. She is just like fucking fantastic. Yeah. So those three are like the troika, right? They're the ultimate women, the power actresses. Okay. But a couple of things I like was actually interested to hear. It's all from her Wikipedia. So when she was born, the doctors thought that she would not survive. She was a very unhealthy baby. Okay. And then her parents divorced when she was young. And then she ended up transferring to Gangnam after the divorce. And she trained as a figure skater. Elementary school. But she quit when she was in the 8th grade. She would have been an elegant figure skater.
She could have been Michelle Kwan.
She could have been Michelle Kwan.
That's a running joke.
Or Queen Yuna. You know Yuna, right? Kim Yuna, who like won for Korea.
Yes.
I love her. She's so elegant. Queen Yuna.
Me and Lace have a running joke where we just kind of yell, I could have been Michelle Kwan.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Michelle Kwan.
We all loved Michelle Kwan.
When she lost the gold twice.
Listen.
You know, I cried. I was in high school and I sobbed.
She and Dominique Dawes stayed getting rocked. You know, Dominique Dawes just opened a gymnastics school in Alpharetta.
Oh. I mean, I was like, let's go, but why would we go?
Why would we go? Also, I did see an adult gymnastics class on TikTok.
I'm okay.
Apparently, this is a thing we're doing now.
I'm okay. I do not.
Jonathan Van Ness is doing like an adult gymnastics class.
I feel like he probably is doing very well. I feel like he has like the.
I just want to be able to. The last time I did a cartwheel, I promise you, Daddy Bush or even Reagan was president.
She debuted as a model for a school uniform company.
Yeah,
I can see her doing that. Then that led to her first TV role called First Love. And then she was in my favorite, this is where I remember her. She was like 16, 17. She was in my favorite sitcom called Sunpung Sanbuinga, which means Sunpung Clinic. And it's one of those, so Korean, they have these sitcoms that have like a laugh track in the back.
I know what you're talking about.
I love them, but they're like daily shows, not daily shows. Were they daily? They were like
afternoon
weekly
dramas?
Yeah, but they were shorter and they were funnier, and they still have them. I used to love it, but I was obsessed with her. She played the youngest daughter of this this doctor who had the clinic, who had I guess he had an OBGYN clinic. Okay,
why do they keep giving men with daughters OBGYN clinics? Yeah. Like why they're never he could have been an eye doctor.
Yeah, she was so pretty. And I just remember being little, being like, oh my God, she's like so pretty. And then she got really, really big in 2000 with this drama called 가을 동화, which is Autumn in My Heart. And she was this, it was very popular. You would probably recognize it like during the start of like the Hallyu wave. Like this was one of the big dramas. She rose to fame because of that. And then after that, she was in a show that you would love. It's called Full House. Oh,
I think I've seen.
Oh my God, I want to rewatch that.
I think I went to start it.
Yeah, it's with Rain. Remember that the K-pop? Yeah, he was a K-pop singer, like first generation or second, I forget. But yeah, he was early days. He was the one on the Colbert Show. Yeah, so I don't know if I ever shared that with you, but they did the drama together. It was so cute. But then, because she was doing so many rom-coms, she felt really, really typecasted. So she took a break. She went to SF to study English. She went to Seattle, so she did an American tour. She took a break because she wanted more meaty roles. And then she came back. And in 2007, she did a film version of Hwang Jin-hee, okay? Hwang Jin-hee, a film version. And she played Hwang Jin-hee.
Okay, because when you go to look for it, I've seen the film version, and then I haven't seen the film version because I love the TV version.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't handle... Yeah. I can't handle this messing me up because like I know I love that drama so much and I love that actress.
I know. So she basically had to lose a ton of weight because the producers are like, you're just too cute, because she's only done cute, rom-coms. So they're like, you need to lose weight and look serious. So she lost a ton of weight for it.
Did you get the weight out of her face?
Yeah, basically, which is so sad because she was so pretty. I mean, she's still stunning. But then she did a bunch. She did like some like Hollywood indie movie that didn't do well. It was called Make Yourself at Home. Then in 2008, she came back and she had a hit, okay? It's called The World That They Lived In. This was the one about dramas. So this is about the drama and the acting world, okay? She and Hyun-bin, who is the lead in Crash Landing on You.
Okay.
Good looking man, hottie. They played drama producers, okay? So that was a huge hit, okay? And then she was in That Winter, The Wind Blows. That's on Netflix. She plays a blind heiress.
Okay.
She's blind, yeah. So she's like basically doing more melodramas and doing more serious roles and kind of morose characters. So this is kind of like fits in like the Glory character. But she was in that with Choi In-sung. They did very well. It was very popular. Then she was in Descendants of the Sun, which is the same writer as this drama. Huge hit. Our girl Kim Ji-won from Queen of Tears was in it. That was like her first big one. All the stuff. Great. And then she was in another drama called Encounter right after with Park Bo-gum, who's very big. It actually was the highest rated Korean drama in cable television history, achieving ratings of high 10.3% nationwide. Oh, I didn't realize it was that big. I didn't watch it because I don't really like Park Bo-gum. And then in 2021, she was in this drama called Now We Are Breaking Up. That's the one that didn't do well. That's the thing that flopped, okay? Then she kind of took a break, and then she did that random cameo for, she did The Glory, and then she did a random cameo for Genie. And she was in a movie called Dark Nuns that came out in January 2025. I don't know how that
sounds fun.
Yeah. She was nominated for Best Actress, though, for that Paeksang Award, for the Paeksang Award for that year in 2025. That's good. And then in 2026, she's going to be in a Netflix series called Tantara. So Tantara basically is a derogatory word to call a singer in Korea. Tantara, yeah.
Why would you need a derogatory term for a singer?
Yeah, I know. It was back in the day. My dad was telling me, so he'll like say stuff. So I don't really know the historical meaning, but I think back in the day, like performers weren't very like respected.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like singers were. So
so
it's called Tantara. So that is the title of the Netflix series, which is going to be about singers, I believe. So that's coming out 2006. So she's also known for like dating. So she always fell in love with her like co-stars. So she was in a drama called All In, which I loved, with Lee Byung-hun. Now Lee Byung-hun is the guy from Squid Game who played the evil guy. Remember him?
I didn't watch Squid Game.
Okay. He was in Mr. Sunshine, the lead.
Okay.
You will recognize him right away. He was the voice of...
One of the Saja boys?
He was not a Saja boy. He was the bad guy. What was it? Kwima? Yeah, he was the voice of Kwima.
Okay.
So they dated because they met on set. So that was... And he's a lot older than her, I think. So they dated. They broke up. Then when she did... What is it? The one with Hyun-bin. She dated Hyun-bin for like a couple years after she did, what was it, that drama that I just mentioned? The World That They Lived In.
The World That They Lived In, yeah.
So they dated then, and then they broke up. Then she met Song Joong-ki on the set of Descendants on the Sun. They got married, okay, in 2017. No, they divorced in 2019.
No.
And then he ended up marrying he recently married this like British actress, this random white girl, and they had a baby.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, but Song Joong-ki is from, he's Vincenzo.
Okay.
She married Vincenzo. And then Hyun-bin, Crash Landing on You. So good looking. But then Hyun-bin ended up marrying the lead in Crash Landing. So they got married there because they met on set. So it's great. Everyone's marrying on set.
Well, except for her.
But yeah, so she's known to like date all these people that she's, so there are rumors that she had a relationship with Park Bo-gum. So then... She had a couple of weird things happen. She had a tax evasion issue. It was like a whole kerfuffle back in like 2014, I think. It was like a big deal, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, pay your taxes!" So she paid her taxes. She does a lot of charitable donations, which is great. We love charitable,
which makes sense
actors.
because she had issues with her taxes.
Yeah, so she did a lot. She usually like donates tickets to like Busan International Film Festival. A lot of like donations of tickets to like events, which is kind of cool.
Those aren't her events.
But she's buying tickets for people to attend.
Right. So still tax deductible. Go on.
And then this is kind of interesting. In 2012, she partnered with this Hangshin Women's University, right, to promote the Korean language and history abroad. So she funded Korean language brochures and guidebooks for museums and historic sites. It's kind of cool. In 2005, they arrested her former manager because he threatened her. He basically said that if you don't give me 250 million won, I'm going to throw hydrochloric acid in your face. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Acid attacks are a big problem.
Yeah, it's terrifying. But yeah, that's her gal. Listen, I love her. I want her to play happier roles, though. It's been too morose. But just too sad, too morose. She's always at Fashion Week because, all the brands love her. She's always front row. She's always sitting there. with all
Listen.
these American celebs next to her. She's just like,
it's drama. Here's the thing. Comedy is more fun, but drama gets you more respected because it's like,
I know.
So like even when it comes to like Oscar nominations in America,
I know.
comedies are never.
Which is crazy to me because I think comedy is hard.
Yes.
Like,
and
and the
actors
best actors are comedians. And then, of course, we need another Yeo-jung scene or whatever.
I cannot.
Yeo-jung scene.
I love how much you don't like him.
It's not that I don't like him. I just
I think his character is unnecessary.
kind of. So I gotta continue, and I don't know why, but my first rewatch, I just remember it being like, I just did not pay that much attention to him, to be honest. This is my first time really paying attention in the second watch. But so she's tutoring. She runs into him randomly. He is now a plastic surgeon, which I think is interesting because he did see Dong-eun's scars in the arm, right? So when they first met, he wasn't, I think he was just like a resident.
was
So
an
he
intern,
didn't
yeah.
choose or like get injured. He didn't choose, right? So it's interesting. He's now a plastic surgeon. And then they finally chat and he's just like, hey, and there's a couple interesting things. He discovers that she did go back to the park. And he's like, oh, you went back. How'd you hear about me? Because she was like, oh, I heard you were in the army as a
from
med.
Sarangees.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you came back for me. And then he also tells her, he's like, hey, I just wanted you to know. I think he felt like wronged when she was basically like, hey, you're a rich kid. I don't want anything to do with you.
Beat it, nerd.
Beat it. He goes, because I think she was talking about cold and warm, like, how people are different. He goes, I just wanted you to know that when I was teaching you Go, that was the coldest season of my life. But your presence always made me feel warm, which is very sweet.
Very sweet.
So he was going through something. And then, this morose Dong-eun was his bright light, which is
Crazy.
my God. Okay.
Which let you know he liked it, huh?
He liked her, or he was going through something that was like real fucking awful, But this is interesting. She mentioned something about getting letters, right? And they flash to Yeo-jung's office, like when he was gone, he would get a letter from prison. It was addressed from a prison to him. So that's just something to keep in mind. So who is this person?
So I think it has something to do with the fight.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where that letter from prison comes from. Because what I'm realizing with this drama is
Everything's connected.
everything's on purpose.
Yeah.
So no thing is being mentioned without it being connected to something else. So I think that letter from prison, we're going to find out has to do with the fight.
So one other thing too is, again, I think Yeo-jung, his character is, I just feel like he is just something to humanize her, like Hyun-nam too. Because he's making, it's like you can see more of her, of who she is. Do you know what I mean?
Because you can tell she's probably never been in a relationship.
Yeah, and she's warming up a bit. Well, she hasn't had time. She was plotting the entire time.
But she also she probably has never wanted to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because
So-
remember, Myeong-oh asked her if he was her first kiss.
Oh, essay. So then we're back in the car, right, with Hyun-nam because they're meeting at night, right?
And she's like, "Why are you in the back seat?"
Yeah. But she has something big, okay? She's like, I'm so sorry. I know you said that we had only to drop us and I can't talk to you, but I'm gonna get in the car now, okay? She comes in, she's like, I have something big. I think it's something. So she starts playing this video, okay? And it's the chairman Kim Shin-tae who was in the will, right?
Yeah, in the shredded will.
And basically Hyun-nam is like, I think they're in a relationship.
Because
with
the driver goes, come sit in the front with me. And she's like, okay. And she's like, my honey, come sit in the front with me. And it's like, revenge receipt, cha-ching. And then she goes, oh.
So Dong-eun's like, crap.
I was thinking about a girlfriend because it's like because of the Cialis. And it's like, oh, I should focus on the age and not the gender because regardless of gender, you still got to last.
It's so funny. So that was super random. And I was like, this is so funny the way Hyun-nam was so excited.
But now she can get revenge on the chairman because I'm sure that this is something.
It's not getting revenge on the chairman.
Well, no. It's something you can use as a receipt to get to your next step.
Exactly.
Right.
So revenge receipt.
But now she has now she has leverage against the chairman.
Yeah, so her plan can move forward, right? But this was so funny, okay? Hyun-nam is like, hey, you're being really serious in kind of like a weird situation like this. So she's like giggling, right? She goes, and then Dong-eun's like kind of looking at her being like, why are you laughing?
Yeah.
And then Yeon-nam's like, I might get beaten up, but I'm a cheerful bitch.
Hilarious.
That was really funny. In Korean, the way it was very, very funny. So then Dong-eun starts laughing, okay? Mm-hmm. And then Dong-eun's like, hey, I don't want you to laugh. You should have told me that you laugh because I don't want to laugh. And then Hyun-nam's like, why don't you want to laugh? And she goes, it's because I feel like I'm going to forget my mission. Mm-hmm. This part was so fucking sad. So she's like, she feels like any other, like any like sense of joy, any moment of joy or anything will help her veer off course. So she always have to be sad.
Which lets you know that even though old boy's trying to get at her, he's not going to have a good chance because anything that's going to divert her off her course, she ain't paying no mind to.
And I think this is the first time we see her like laugh, Dong-eun. It's the first time.
And then Hyun-nam's like, she apologized and she was just like, oh, I didn't think of that. She's like, oh, maybe that's why I get beaten up because I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. And then Dong-eun grabs her hand and was like, no, don't think that way. But then she immediately pulls her hand back.
Yeah. Because she's like, I want to help. And then she's like, no, the mission. I have to be cold. I have to be intense, you know?
Ice princess. And she was like, and Hyun-nam's like, but I can feel happy. I can breathe again. She's like, that's why I'm laughing because it's like
she's basically, I'm a happy person, but I haven't been able to laugh. But now I feel like I have a chance to be able to like be myself. Another heartbreaking comment. I was like,
which is crazy because it's like, because honestly, for her to be going through that and then still being a happy person.
Yeah. It just shows you your personality, you know? I'm happy that Hyun-nam is allowing Dong-eun to be a little bit more of a person.
But I think in much as it humanizes Dong-eun, it also humanizes Hyun-nam. Because I think if you didn't have this, it would just like, it's just somebody getting revenge and a victim and an employee.
No, it humanizes both of them. And so I think it just kind of tells you like people who are victims in a situation are also capable of like.
Are also whole people.
Yeah.
So
I really like this moment.
It's because it's like, do you think refusing to let herself laugh, do you think it's like self-discipline or self-punishment? Because it's like, if your life is so hard, why even deny yourself being able to laugh at something?
I think for her, it's probably self-punishment too, because I feel like her character, I think she also
thinks that what happened to her is partly her fault.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that, but we'll have to see it. But that was my initial read. But again, in my second rewatch, it may be different as we kind of uncover stuff. But so then just wrapping up the chairman, we find out that she confronts him. Mm-hmm. She confronts him and says, hey, I have this evidence basically that you're gay, and then you're trying to give all of your inheritance, or you're trying to split your inheritance with your lover. Mm-hmm. Do your kids know? I'm going to tell them. And he's like, who the could you imagine?
Ma'am. Because he goes, ma'am, who are you?
This is so like brutal. Like, this man's gay. Like, in Korea, that's a big deal for someone his age too. Like, his coming out is like, I mean, he's not even out. She's like forcing it. It's super brutal if you think about it.
Yes.
And basically he's like, what do you want? And she's like, I need to become a teacher at your school.
Just hire me at the school. Hire me at the school.
For this specific classroom at the elementary school. And he's like, that's what you want? He's like, what? Yeah. Because for him, it's like, okay, this is literally, you're trying to ruin my life over this. Okay, sure.
You want to ruin my life over a very attainable thing?
So
no
funny.
problem. Sure.
So funny. Okay, then we see Dong-eun. Dong-eun's buying flowers at a flower shop.
Gorgeous flowers.
Beautiful flowers. She shows up to the home of her old school teacher.
I would have loved if those were the devil's trumpets or whatever the flowers were.
Oh, yeah, that would have been dope. That would have been dope.
I do wonder why that wasn't a choice.
2 on the nose, maybe.
This whole show is a nose.
So he doesn't recognize her.
Of course he doesn't.
And he's like, oh, like, hello. And then she's like, 선생님. And he's like, oh, I taught you? Oh. And then she's like, yeah, I'm Moon Dong-eun from blah, blah, blah school. And he's like,
Oh.
And you just see the blood draining out of his face.
Also, shout out to this actor.
Amazing.
Because if you can get the blood to drain out your face, acting-wise, shout out to this actor. And he also, the aging on him, he literally looks like a completely different person. But he looks like he looks older without it being like crazy old man makeup.
Yeah. Then she's like, I became a teacher too, which is also so like,
crazy.
Oh, like crazy. So good.
And then the flashbacks start coming, and then so the watch is on the desk. Because he takes the watch off.
Oh,
the aforementioned watch that the Sunbae mentioned, saying that like my dad liked to create little traditions and stuff like that. And then because remember, we don't see the son's face.
No. We don't know it's actually no, do we know it's the son?
We know it's the son.
Okay,
he's taking a picture because you see a young man in like a Gap hoodie or something like that.
Yeah,
and you don't see the face.
Yeah.
But then in the flashback, you see the face of the son.
So it's, so then.
He comes, Sunbae comes walking up.
Pulls in, and she's like, 어머, 선배님. And he's like, oh my God, 동훈아, 너 여기 왜 있어? And he's just like, and she's like, oh, are you two related? And the teacher's about to pass out. I would fucking pass out, you know?
Revenge receipt. Cha-ching.
Oh, this was so satisfying. Even this like minor thing, because we don't know what she's gonna do with this information. But even the fact of seeing that teacher, just
because
like,
he's her Sunbae because they're both at college together.
Yeah, she approached him. She knew that he was the son
because she talked about him getting into college. So he's like 4 years above her.
Like 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she talked about his son because that's what makes him start slapping her.
Because how dare you talk about my son? Wild. Okay, so then Dong-eun, it's nighttime. Dong-eun tells Myeong-oh to meet her at the rooftop of an old abandoned school building. So it's our old high school building, okay? They meet.
But she was saying that the building was abandoned when they were kids.
Okay, yes.
So it's the one she tried to jump from.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't her high school gym.
No.
Yeah, so it's another building. Okay.
It's that abandoned building that she would always go to. That's when she was laying on the roof in the snow.
Okay, so that's where she saw the police tape, right? Right. Okay, so.
And now we get, we have the explanation to the police tape. She said that this is where she saw So-hee?
So-hee.
So-hee.
Yeah.
Is where she died, and she knows it wasn't a suicide, and she was pushed. And then Myeong was like, I didn't do it. And he was like, oh, I know you didn't do it. And he's like, how'd you know I didn't do it? She said, because I was here.
So we know that So-hee was the girl that was terrorized before Dong-eun.
I thought it was after.
No, it was before.
Oh.
That's why she saw all of it. So you know in that scene, in the flashback, Dong-eun is in the snow crying.
Yeah.
She's like upset. But then she sees like the police tape, and I think she sees So-hee dying.
Yeah.
The night of her death, right?
Yeah.
But then everyone thought that So-hee had committed suicide.
Yes.
But she uncovers that So-hee was pushed, not a suicide.
But if she was there when it was happening, she probably heard them talking later.
She saw all of it.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah,
but she saw everything because he's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
So interesting. But then he gets all like violent with her. He's like, he threatens to push her off, and she's like, hey.
She was so.
He's a liability, right? Because he is unpredictable. He's violent too. And she's just like, yo, back up, bro. No.
But also when he grabs her, she's just kind of bored with it. And
she doesn't
like
flinch.
that. Because
she's just like,
look, dog, because it's like, you're not gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then Myeong-oh, so they struck a deal last time, but we realized what it is. Okay.
Because it was like, he's like, I got what you wanted, and I had to get through all this dog hair to get through it.
Right. So that was the deal that was struck, right? She basically instructed him to get Chejun's hair. Okay.
Which I don't think that's enough hair. She's like, okay, you give me this hair. She's got it. You could barely see it in the bag.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to help you get money from the girl's real killer.
Which is crazy.
If you help me.
Yeah.
Which, revenge receipt, she's got the hair, cha-ching, a DNA test. So now we know, since the baby's colorblind, and now we got hair.
She's trying to.
And then in the first episode, she approaches the baby at the park. And now she's her school. Now she's her teacher. It's gonna be very easy for her to get this baby's hair.
I know. So this part made me laugh. Chejun's is like, hey, did you have a baby with Chejun? Because he understands, like, she's asking for DNA. He's like, were there some weird ass shenanigans?
And he looked at her like, she was like, what? No. I didn't know that lady.
So funny.
But she was saying that, it was like, but he thinks that she's left out the revenge plot. And she's like, no, I didn't leave you out in the voiceover.
Oh, yeah. So he thinks that she has left. She's going to leave him alone. That he's going to be unscathed because he's helping her. And then she's like, nope, I didn't leave you out. You have something to lose to. ... Your life.
Your life. Your life. You better lip sync for it. But
we see Sara. So she has an art exhibition, okay? So we go to her house and we see her naked with 2 other naked men.
And the way they're laying on this couch, I'm just like,
they're drugged out. They had sex. It's some sketchy thing. They look like they're dead. I was like, I don't like this. I was like,
they look very dead.
I
and
know.
then the way she's laid over this man, I'm just like, listen, you know what? I've never been that drunk or that high before to be to be just laid out.
Naked like that.
But
the mom comes and the mom's just like with her people and she's like, clean up. And like, they like roll this is like an everyday occurrence for her. So she rolls the men out. She's like, stick the IV in her, revive her. Like,
don't put it in her hand. She doesn't like that.
Yeah. Well, because you can tell.
You can get marks on your hand.
Yeah.
Because I've had it. Did I get an IV before? Yeah, because it'll leave a mark on you.
Yeah.
But what I love, it was like, can you smoke something weaker? There's too much of a smell in here.
It's like crazy. So then,
which means that her parents completely. So
they know her. Yeah, they know
this. This is the pastor's wife.
This is the pastor's wife, and they just know that the daughter's a complete like druggie, all of it. I'm sure they tried with her. I'm sure they like sent her to rehab, and she's just not fixable.
I feel like they never tried. I feel like they're just praying
crazy.
About it, maybe.
So she has the art exhibition, and she, is like the perfect prim pastor's kid, and she's like has an art career. She's selling her artwork,
and she's like, don't let my mom see me with a drink.
And then the bullies are there except Myeong-oh, because Myeong-oh has been avoiding them. Why? Because he's doing dirty things with Dong-eun, like, getting evidence.
He's doing dirt.
Yeah, he's doing dirt. So he's avoiding them, which is interesting. And they're all like, where is he? I need something from him. Why is he gone?
Because Sada's like, I need something. And then Yeo-jun's like, I need something.
Yeah, and then also Hye-jong, right? But then Yeon-jin's like, oh, are you guys going to come to this high school like award thing that I have to go to? And they're like, what? And she's like, I'm getting an award. So homegirl is getting an alumni award from the high school, LOL, okay?
I got an alumni award from my college.
Great. They all meet the day of the award ceremony. They're all in that gym.
Early, before it.
Myeong-oh isn't there again. Okay.
Again, where is he?
And then we find out that Hye-jong dumped the PE teacher that she had the weird ass affair with when she was a child. Remember?
She should have been dumped him.
I know. But they're like reminiscing, and they're just like, oh my God, Hye-jong ended up dumping the teacher. Ha ha ha. They're like laughing.
Yeah, after she got the keys, probably.
And this part was too much. But Sara's like, oh, I watched that drama Lovers in Paris when I was living in Paris. It made me laugh because
silly.
that was Kim In-suk's old drama.
Right.
LOL, throwback. I'm like, you had to put that in there. And then they're just chatting, whatever. And then Dong-eun walks in.
Loudest footsteps.
Love the footsteps. She's cool as a cucumber. That little white suit, the hair, all of it.
Nobody can phase you if you're wearing all white.
Everyone's like freezes, and they're all like creeped out because it's pretty creepy, right? Chejun recognizes her immediately, okay? Sara thinks she's So-hee, the dead girl, which I was like, oh my God. And then Hye-jong's like, no, that's not f***ing her. That's Dong-eun,
And then she says it again, which lets you know in that moment she's high.
High as a kite out of it, okay? And then Dong-eun tells Yeon-jin that she watches her weather reports every day. You seem really kind on TV. I love it. And then you can just kind of tell, like, Yeon-jin doesn't know, like, she's like shocked, but she's kind of like, because she's just as manipulative, right? So she's trying to like suss the situation out.
Right.
Because they're kind of scared. Because there's never been another, like, they've never had one of their victims come up to them with such confidence.
Because remember, she comes back when she's younger and says, I saw you on Cyworld, and you want to be a mother and a wife? Okay. So the last time they saw her, it was in that gym, and she scared the shit out of them. And now, umpteenth years later, they back in the gym, and she's scaring the shit out of them again.
And then she's just like, I'm a school teacher. So they would think that she had like fallen completely off, right? That they terrorized her to the point where she should just be like a sad person. No, she's like, hey, finished school. I'm a teacher now, doing my thing, So everyone's like, So then we jump to the award ceremony, okay? So all the kids are lined up. You know how the school kids are always usually lined up at a what do you call those?
An assembly?
Like an assembly, right? They're all lined up. She gets her award. Everyone's cheering, okay?
But the whole time she's walking on stage, she's looking at Dong-eun.
Yeon-jin is staring at her. Dong-eun's staring at her too.
Hey, girl.
And then the clapping stops, but then Dong-eun continues clapping, okay? And she's just like,
bravo, Yeon-jin, bravo.
Yeon-jin아, 잘한다. 너무 she's just like, bravo, Yeon-jin, you're great, all this stuff. And everyone's like, what the actual... This is probably one of the best scenes ever.
But the whole crowd starts clapping, and they're like, she is great. You're right.
It's great. But Yeon-jin looks like she's about to throw up because she's like, what the is happening? Dong-eun looks nuts. This is great. And this is also a revenge receipt because...
Cha-ching! Because they're so finally afraid of her. But I was like, I wonder why. Because it closes out with them clapping. Fun cliffhanger. But I do wonder why they're so afraid of her.
Afraid of Dong-eun? Because they know what they did wrong. And Dong-eun is, think about it. This girl drops out of high school and she's like disappears. Everyone else that they have terrorized, and we know that So-hee died. Like they thought they got rid of her. They thought they broke her down to the point. But homegirl is showing up 10, 15 years later, and she acts like nothing happened. And then that confidence, like she's not scared of them. Nothing is phasing her. Of course they're scared. They're like, what the fuck?
Why are you here and why are you not...
Why are you not cowering?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you so confident? And again, the whole point of them bullying was like, you're beneath us. You're an outcast. You're a society's outcast. The social outcast. You are nothing but dirt. How dare you look at me in the face and be confident? That's what it is, Well,
yeah, and that's always the idea of like people being like, oh, you're too confident. It's like the idea of like being like, bougie, sedity, uppity, all these things. It's just like you're not supposed to be as like people like it's especially like when dating and stuff like that. It's like people think that plus size women especially shouldn't be confident or shouldn't expect. That's why people are so mean online. Like other than fat phobia, one of it's like how dare you think that you're desirable?
It's so sad.
And people get really upset. So that's why it's like that's why when you turn a man down, all of a sudden it's like they try to say ugly things to you, and it's like, sir, I was fine 30 seconds ago.
That's really sad.
But it's like, but also it's like it's not just, but any woman, it's like a man's like if you man asked you for your number, and it's like, well, I wasn't that interested anyway. I'm like, then why are you over here?
It's social commentary because you see like, you hear these like things, we talked about this, like the bullying incident. You remember in Marry My Husband where the crazy director like threw that tantrum and they recorded it, all of that. You remember I was like, oh, this feels like loosely based on a real story. Like the Korean Air, the daughter of the Korean Air chairman, she like threw a fit because she was like, the nuts aren't warm enough to the first, like, it's just, I think there is a level of like, for whatever reason, right? Whether it's like classism, all this stuff in Korean society, like I think it's a little bit more like the bullying and all of that. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say exaggerated, but it's discussed more. It's more apparent in the society, if that makes sense. And you see that here because they really think that they're better than people because they have money, which is insane.
But your parents had money.
Yeah.
So you benefit from the work of your father or your grandpa.
Yeah. So, okay. I love the ending. She's nuts. She is like, she's not hiding anymore. The gauntlet has been thrown. She is ready to go. Like, everyone, like, let's all.
She's trained to go.
She's going.
Waka Flocka should be playing in the background.
I really do like the fact that they're pairing like a Dong-eun and a Hyun-nam together, right? Because they were both, like, we kind of talked about it, but they're both kind of they're victims, right? But now they're in survival mode and they team up together, right? To kind of try to escape the cycle of abuse and all these things that they went through by fighting back together, you know, which I kind of really love. Let's do revenge receipts.
Absolutely.
Yeo-jung is colorblind, birth secret.
Yep.
2, following Do-young to the go place. 3, chairman is gay. Chairman is gay. 4, confronting her homeroom teacher.
Yes.
5, sharing So-hee's death secret.
Yes.
6, getting Chejun's DNA through hair. Okay. So that was 6 receipts that we found. What was the most unhinged?
Honestly, outing the chairman to his face. Because at one point he goes, "Ma'am, who are you?"
It is nuts.
I'm just at a dinner with some lady I don't know. Ma'am, who are you?
When I first watched this, I was like, what's happening? I'm like, oh my God. I was like, wow, she did this to get a job as the teacher. I guess
could have just got a job.
But I guess it's really important though, because she needs to get to Yesor. So it's
But
brilliant.
she has to be at that school.
She has to be her teacher because she needs to ruin what Yeo-jin cares about the most, which is her baby.
Yes.
Nuts.
So, okay, then I guess what is the smartest one then?
I mean, I think the smart one is probably figuring out Yesor is colorblind. So that was a bit of a stretch too, because like I understand they had to put a sign that said, we solve color, or like we treat colorblindism or whatever.
Because then it's just a baby at the eye doctor.
Yeah. So like that was a little, but I think
actually the smartest one might be that the chairman is gay. Because think about it. Hyun-nam, she saw the clues because when she saw
Hyun-nam is brilliant.
But she didn't clock it because she's never been in a relationship. So she didn't see the subtleties of how they were talking to each other. That's why she showed her the first time and she was like,
huh? Like, come sit on the front with me, you know.
She was like, she showed her, she's like, huh? She's like, what are you talking about? And she's just like, like, ma'am, this is what's going on. So I think honestly the most unhinged and the smartest one is the chairman.
The chairman?
It's the chairman.
Oh, man. It gets, honestly, though, it's so, this drama is like one of those, like, it's like watching Marry My Husband. Because I feel like after, when everything was like set and things started happening, you know that sense of just like satisfaction you had after you watched it? You're like, yeah.
And then once again, the f***ing meal kit.
Hey, at least they don't have this kind of stuff.
At least
this is not a workplace drama.
This is not a workplace drama.
So
we're back next Wednesday to chase the 4th episode of The Glory.
The Glory.
And what do you think of our pod? Submit your questions, thoughts, prayers, rants, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com or call us on our Sarangees hotline at 213-632-6865 and leave a message. And in your message, leave your Instagram or TikTok handle because you could end up on the show. Be sure to follow us on our socials and subscribe and follow us on all those things, YouTube, Spotify, the Apples. Tell your favorite drama addicts about us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you on the next K-Drama Chase.
사랑해.
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yai Screen. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.